Well, remember that the building, you see it as an entity. We had almost like an iron curtain between the bit that was the record societies. Well, I thought, having been a kind of aficionado on country houses, I thought it was a bit seedy, really. They'd done their best by painting lots of things with cream paint. After all, they took over the place after the war, and no money had particularly been spent on it. When you go there now and have a meal or whatever, it's very different, it seems to be. But now we go there a lot. I meet one of my fellow archivists who lives in Findon, and we meet up with and have lunch there in the cafe. Walk in the gardens or something like that. There had been fuss over the statue of the fish, but that was before I think I went there. But anyhow, the next fuss was about the rubbed red brick kind of erotica ones which are still there. It's the dark blue room. Yes. Well, that was completely shelved out, floor to ceiling, in parallel rows of document boxes, and primarily, as you get nearest to the search room, were all the parish registers from the churches in the county. It was very dark. The lighting was not good in any of the search room, in any of the storerooms, not good at all. That was something that wasn't given much. But it didn't help, of course, that you had shelving in all these rooms which blocked off the light. But we never had a torch. You could see right at the end was a doorway which was completely blocked up. And that was the way that in the past would have gone into the conservatory. Conservatory had been destroyed, I think, in the war. I mean, we had a whole map room. It was called the map room. And in there were all the kind of maps that you could possibly have acquired from all different sources. There were the estate maps from the country houses. And there were the tithe maps, which were all to do with the rights of the clergy. And all ordnance survey maps, and some were very old, and some were actually, national importance. I mean, we had an awful lot of national importance material there, tucked away in different places. You had to know about it and where it was, and treat it with respect. A visit to the repair room was quite detached, really. You had to go in all weathers if you went over there, and climb up these stairs to a very big room, specially designed only for their work. They had the vastest of tables, and all the kind of wet and all to mend manuscripts and everything, and to prepare everything for exhibition. The Queen Mother visit that's the only royal visit we ever had. So it was 1971, and as I said, when the Queen Mother came to Delapre in 1971, I selected with Keith Brown a display exhibition of some of the archives with royal connections for her to see. She was introduced to our archivist group and shook my hand with her gloved hand and spoke some appreciative words to us. She conveyed the impression of intense personal interest in us, shown in her smile and her eyes. Now, ghosts. At the Abbey at night, I was often there late. I never felt that there was anything ghostly at all in that building. We used to show groups round the building, along the cloisters and all that kind of thing at night. They never said anything about it. I never felt it. The only thing that was slightly off-putting was that one of the rooms down there, it'll probably still have it, had steel doors, which you did wonder apprehensively whether it might suddenly close. Well, you know about Mike Harvey, presumably. Well, he was a very odd character. He got in there because he worked in the solicitor department in the town hall, county hall. If you met him, of course, he worked all day up in the town. When he came back, if you were there, and you were there in the evenings sometimes, he was taciturn and secretive and rather creepy. Well, he found a relation in the south of the country who he didn't really know for years, but he found he was related to this person, so he toadied up to him, got his trust. But eventually killed him, and some of the pieces ended up in the lake at the back of Delapre as you go towards the road, A45. And other pieces were found down the south nearer where he was, and he's in jail, as far as I know, still now. Now, another odd thing about the clock face, you know that there's a nice clock facing from the stable block outwards. Well, one day that had a bullet hole in it. And that was caused by, I think it was the Reefords who owned the rights of kind of growing corn in the field that's now become the golf club. And so the Reefords were put out by something that the county council did, put the rent up or something. I don't know. But one of them took a gun and shot the clock face as a protest. You must remember that stretch facing it was, you go over the flat lawn, you come to a ha-ha. That was Mr. Reeford's cornfields for most of the time that I was there. I mean, well, eventually, of course, it was a golf course, but yes.